Blessings and welcome back to MMA Jamming. I don't know, very special episode because we're recapping UFC 259 and we're going to talk about Leon Edwards coming up soon. So welcome again, UFC welterweight, Randy Rudeboy Brown.
Kyle, what's up, Kyle? How you
Bless
feeling?
up, bless up. We're good, brother. We're good. How you feeling?
Ready, man. Ready for real. You know it, go.
Cool, no,
Ready for
man.
rock.
Yo, comes at a runway from the game now, kind the COVID mash him up, dog.
Yo, it touched everybody different still, you know? Everybody have a different kind of reaction to
Yeah,
the COVID. So, yo, the man allude to spitting up blood and them kind of thing.
bro, that's no joke.
Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause at the end of the day, COVID is like a lung infection, it's a
Hmm.
respiratory like type of disease. So,
Yeah.
you know, it attack the lungs and you're breathing a certain kind of way where, as athletes, we need our lungs. We use our lungs.
Uh,
That's the most important part of our body. So anything that attack that is your respiratory system is a big problem. So
straight. But yo, big things. We're celebrating in a very tentative way. I know, like, the whole Jamaican community want to jump up and just turn over things because we're happy. But it's such a crazy circumstance at the same time. With for those who know and those who don't know, Aljamain Sterling is now the bantamweight champion of the world. Big up yourself, Aljo. Unfortunately, it came via disqualification, and nobody's more torn up about it than Aljamain. But before I don't really want to dwell on that side of things. I want to kind of like talk about the actual fight and how the rematch is going to go because we know that immediately they're going to be going for that rematch. And we saw that Aljo was in some trouble coming on to the end, even though he started out so well. So, what do you think he was doing right? What do you think he was doing wrong? How can we improve?
well, um, for him, I think going in the rematch, I feel like first and foremost, he needs to cut off all non-essential personnel in a moment like this, just because of the way everything turned out.
Hmm.
You don't need any yes man around you in this moment right now. You need people who are gonna give you hard, cold facts of what the situation is, and you have to be honest with yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and go back to the drawing board and say, "Yo, I have the belt. Due to certain circumstances, it is what it is. But we need for lock in on the things that that caused me to start to lose the fight. So things where I see I need to work on the holes that were taken advantage of in those moments. I feel like I need to just go back and say, all right, let me lock in on them things here now, so that cannot even be a factor when I come in next time. Simple as that.
So that's one. That's one. So the first thing is cutting off the non-essential personnel, getting
Yeah.
down to the hard facts. What are those hard facts? What did you see as a fighter? That
Well,
what was the tide turn?
first and foremost, as 135, him come out hard, him come out strong, and him look very, very good with the volume. And Ray Longo was consistently telling him, hey, continue to put out them kind of volume, keep the volume coming, keep the volume coming. And the more you do, the less him can do. But it just he was doing all the right things, but I just feel like it wasn't able to maintain it.
Right.
Right? That's where the issue come in, where it was the cardio and the conditioning. For someone to be able to maintain that kind of pace. As a 135, me not lie, when the man come out, I said to myself, I said, damn, yo, I wonder if he can keep up this kind
Yeah.
of pace for this long. But then I said, well, he's a 135 and he have all the time in the world for prepare for the fight. So I believe that he could.
Hmm.
But we don't know. Fighting is a very interesting thing, where a lot of people don't really understand. It's like the smallest little thing can throw you off of your game. The smallest little thing can change any little bit of it. So I believe he did have the cardio to do that in camp, and that was the game plan. But you never know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know any of that because we're not there. But when we realized, start to see him slow down, then I said, all right, well, if he can't keep that kind of pace there, it's gonna be a problem because Peter Yan seemed to be more powerful, more clean on the stand-up part of things. And we all know Aljamain is not really a striker per se. Aljamain is more of like he's a very, very good grappler, an extremely good grappler. And I feel like he at one point he was supposed to try to make the fight go that way on the ground, you know, towards his game plan. And then just because he was doing a lot early on and started to get tired, the system wasn't really able to get the fight to the ground, to the place where he's most strong, you know.
Yeah.
So I say go back and work on the cardio and lock in on the stand up, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, I agree 1,000%. One of 15 takedowns. Petroyan was like 6 of 7. He was really, which was something I think Aljamain probably didn't expect, was the way Petroyan would be able to go for those
Stop the
takedowns
takedown,
and then
sure.
stop the takedowns so consistently. And definitely a lot of, I think, I don't want to say a lot of, some wasted energy with some of those spins, some of the back turning and stuff like that. I think there was some wasted energy. I know it's something that he likes to do. He likes to land that spinning back elbow and, you know, mix it up a bit. But I also got a sense, and I heard the commentators talking about it, I got a small sense of kind of like an agitation, kind of like an anxiety, almost like overexcitement, it seems.
Too much. Need for calm down. Just
Yeah.
slow down. But what's interesting to me is that his cornerman was saying, hey, the more you do, the less Jan can do. So it was contradictory in our way, because when I sit down with my coach and we watch it, and him I say, yo, need for calm down, need for slow down and slow the fight down a little bit, because he might fall over himself now. He might do too much, and he look like he might panic, you know, like he need to slow down, and it was costing him the fight, you know, but that was his game plan, you know, you know, so we can't, I don't know, because I'm not there.
Which comes to this whole idea now, and that's something I wanted to address, is the idea of a plan B when your plan A starts to fail. Because I when I watched it back and I was listening to Ray Longo, I was really, especially when the tide started to turn and he asked Aljo, how you feeling? And Aljo just went, and he said, don't get lazy. The more I'm thinking, bro, I don't think he's lazy. The man lazy. I think the man is legit.
Boss at that point.
And the question is like, what could have been his plan B? Because the plan A couldn't continue.
So here's the thing, right? You see, so let's take a step away from that fight real quick, right? But you notice the Adesanya versus Yan fight, right? On paper, who's the better striker?
Adesanya.
So no, you know, obviously the size and them thing and the power is a factor, you know.
Yeah.
But so now, look what Yan do. Yan said Yan's key to victory, you know, on paper was what?
To wrestle him and
watch I know.
One punch knockout.
Watch I know. Everybody know that. Yeah. You know that. Me know that. Yeah. Adesanya know that. Everybody know that. So that's the obvious thing, right?
Yeah.
So here, see what Yan do? What John him goes to boom. Well, I go strike with him for a little bit for the majority of the fight and get him comfortable. And then when he's least expecting it, that's when I go switch the game, and that's where the plan B comes into play, right? That's where plan B comes into play. No, because when you have somebody comfortable, you have someone say, all right, well, this is where it's going to take place. This is where the fight is going to happen. Then them fall into a sense of security where them not really worry about the takedown. And that's when, boom, you're shocking with the takedown. And I say all that to say this about Aljo's fight. Aljo come out of the gate showing one whole heap of volume. Not really much power up on it, just a whole heap of volume, right? And then immediately, I go for the takedowns. And of course, that's something Jan expected, because even at the weigh-in at the face-off, what did Aljo say to him? Aljo said, yeah, I'm going to take you down. What are you going to do when I take you down, right?
Yeah.
That the man says. So we all know that was his game plan. So, and him tell the man so that was his game plan. So I feel like, say, hey, should I just go on with the volume same way, one whip of volume, and then out of nowhere when Peter Yan start to get, you know, overzealous, slow it down and make him feel like he want to get it back after you just touch him with a 10-piece combo. Make him feel like he want to get it back, and then right underneath.
Draw him out. That's a great point. Yeah. We look forward to the rematch, and, you know, I really hope Aljo can just refocus and just, I don't want him to get. I think he's already too involved with all the criticisms and everything that people saying and the memes. I think he needs to just take some time out, go with him family one aside, and just build for a minute. Come home, Aljo. Come to Jamaica. Come relax down in at the ends for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like him can't really pay the people in the mind. Like him just have to just what you expect him to do. You know, you're like what do people expect him get? It was the knee was illegal, but here's the problem with Aljamain where him I do where me feel like where I disagree, where him I go wrong. You're not the long talking with nobody.
No,
you don't need to go back and forth with nobody. Right?
Nobody.
That's it.
Nobody.
The fight, it is what it is, right? It happened.
Yeah.
Start talk about the rematch. You know, fuck Henry Cejudo. We're not talk about Henry Cejudo. We're not talk about this money and that money. We're not talk. That's it. We're not go on nobody's show. I do not interview for clarifying nothing. All right, it is what it is. I'm not the champion. I never post a single picture, right? You never see me post a picture, right? So you what? I have to explain nothing to nobody. Quiet. More time. Silence is the best thing we can do. So just be quiet and just wait and say, hey, we're gonna run it back. That should be the narrative. But the way that him carry the narrative, it kind of make him look bad. I mean, I like that. So him should have just go and hold it and just wait.
Yeah, agreed. Before we even reach John, we'll talk about the beast, the savage, the lioness, the greatest female fighter of all time. Yo, bro, that was just
vicious, to say the least.
To say the least. Man, I think that fight made up for a lot in my eyes because it was sweet, man. The reach was nothing to her.
No, absolutely not. She just, you can tell she make Megan Anderson very, very uncomfortable immediately. And I feel like the power that she carry, man, is just different. And you see Megan, how she react to it, is like she never feel that kind of power there yet.
No.
You know,
frightening her, man.
And I kind of feel bad for Megan in a way because I feel like I know that she feel that way. She feel like damn, yo, we never really get that chance to get off anything. So nobody can see what we can do at all. Exactly. She never really get that chance to do nothing. You know, she just get completely overwhelmed and just, you know, club on sub. Them call it a club on sub. You know, that's the worst thing possible. The club on sub is you get knocked out basically and then you get submitted. All in one fight. So
exactly. Man, and that was a nice inverted triangle.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was sweet, man. Nice. And then, of course, Adesanya versus Blachowicz.
Yes.
You know, the judges are out of their damn minds. Because I don't know how you could have had that fight as either 10-8 rounds or 4 rounds to 1. None of that don't make no sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I guess they didn't really have to go to the decision much that night at all, you know. So
no.
Hey, them gonna take a break. So, so they must say, you know, we're gonna make them know so they are see a way.
It's like they must say, oh, make sure don't come to we, you know, cause we're gonna mess up this thing, yeah.
Oh man, for real.
But I thought it was extremely impressive. Kind of how Jan, can you notice like Jan obviously knew that Israel was going to lean back. He was getting out of the way, so he started going to the chest. He was jabbing to the chest. He was, you know, throwing the right hands to the chest. And I like the adjustments that he was making. But Jan looked tired, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a bigger guy, and you're fighting a smaller guy who's very twitchy.
Yeah.
Twitchy and him sharp. You know, it's a kickboxer with 70 had something fighting at that. So you have to understand, say, it's like a gas it because you're hypersensitive, you know. Cause look at Jan's body language during the fight.
Yeah, man.
When you're watching body language, you know, every time Adesanya fake, him react.
Jump.
And he react because I must say, damn, this motherfucker's fast.
Yeah.
I say, yo, I'm fast. So I have to react. I have to make sure that fake there was not an actual attack. So I have to react regardless, right? And just them thing that getting fakes drawn out of you like the big reactions drawn out of you like that also causes you for gas because it take fast twitch muscles for you to do them things. So it's just getting you tired, seeing where. But I was very impressed with Jan. I was very impressed with his composure. I was very impressed with the fact that he was able to, you know, stay on the feet that long and in a sense neutralize Adesanya.
But you know what? Many punches at all.
It didn't. But here what we have to, you know, I know we understand we hold Adesanya at at a very high standard,
Sure.
you know. All of us do, right? Because he's very, very good. He's a pound for pound one of the best right now. A good champion at 185, right?
Sure.
Very, very dominant champion. But at the end of the day, size is size. Size is size. So I feel as if Jan was down his size, I truly believe the risk and the power wouldn't be there as much, and he would take more risks. But I feel as if because of the size of someone like that, you don't really want to take the risk, them, and it was harder for get in and deal with the range and the depth perception on somebody like that.
Well, you know what's interesting is that I found Adesanya's hands looked slow. His kicks were fast, his twitching, his movement was fast, but his hands looked slow.
Really?
And yeah, and if you look at the counts, like the stats, he didn't land many punches. Blachowicz was able to actually block a lot of them. Even his jab, he didn't land that many jabs, which was his most effective punch. And there was maybe 2 or 3 times that he slipped and was able to land a hook on Blachowicz. But like I said, this is where the size comes in. The punches did not seem to matter at all.
You're a champion. You're two time champion, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you understand. You have experience in the game, and you spar with all different sizes and of guys and things. When a guy is bigger than you, no matter if you have the skill, even if you're much more skilled than him.
Yeah.
If he's a good fighter, if he's good, he's solid out, he's of a certain caliber, but him just have the size advantage, even if you're way better, a lot of the times you're not gonna really be able to get off certain things that you want to get off due to just purely size.
Yeah.
Because you're super tentative of, whereas a guy your size, you'd have step in on a jab them more and commit to it, because you know you can knock him off balance with whatever counter he might come back with. A bigger man, you're going to step in same way, but you're not going to really step all the way in. You kind of get ready for pull out or get ready for evade so you can slip on them things. You understand?
Yeah, so you're almost half punching.
Yeah, in a way, because you look for the counter, you know?
Right. But I wanted to talk.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to address the ground game, because people were kind of attributing Blachowicz winning on the ground to his size, but I don't necessarily think so. When I watch the fight again, it really does seem to be a skill disparity. It's not the size. It was just he had a better BJJ game.
Yes, for sure. I can see that.
Yeah,
1000%. And again, Adesanya spent most of his career and his time coming up as a martial artist, as a kickboxer. Yeah. And he's just a blue belt, or I don't know, recently getting purple belt or something like that.
Certainly got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's very different. It's very different, you know. So I would say that it is a skill thing when it comes to the ground. But Adesanya is hard to keep down. So no, the size did play a factor in he can't explode back up. Now you're down there. Now you're forced to use that jiu-jitsu because you're stuck. Yeah. And then we didn't really see the jiu-jitsu him have. That's where you see the disparity. And the size is what keep him down. But in order for him to apply jiu-jitsu and attack while him down there, that's the skill where he need where it was lacking.
Because it's a technique. Like every time that he was, as soon as they were down and Jan was inside control, he was trying to explode up into Jan, like as opposed to making that space and just using his size, his smaller size, to get out.
Yeah.
But
hey, it is what it is. It's just one of them things where he dared to be great, and you have to respect that. Because him go up in our weight class where it's not his weight class at all, and not get knocked out or not get dominated a certain way. So true. Big respect.
That's right. Respect you. I have a quick question about this. Last question about this fight though is, you notice Jan used that lean back to take him down.
Yes, because the feet are still there.
Exactly.
Feet are still there.
Which now kind of exposes that about Adesanya.
I don't think so, because everybody already knew that.
Yeah?
Everybody already know that people have tried that, but again, remember the size, man.
It's the size,
somebody else can try that, but because they're so much smaller now,
Yeah.
more theme size, him can react and be able to get people off him legs, you know, whereas a bigger man like that is kind of harder. I was impressed with the way Jan was getting the body locks on him.
Mm-hmm.
That looked like checkmate, you know, because Jan was big and
Crimes
strong
of
and him
big, and he was
locked the
still
body
able
lock,
to.
you know, and he was able to come back and get, so that showed me him have some strength to him.
Mm-hmm.
So at his weight class, it would be a lot harder, I think, for somebody to do that to him.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this upcoming fight. Jamaican Leon Edwards, British Jamaican Leon Edwards, number 3 in the division, up against Belal Muhammad, who knows a last minute uh, fight change because of what happened to Kamzat. Kamzat, recovering from COVID. So Belal stepped in. Belal is, I think, number 15 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because we have you here. You fought Belal. So you would have studied Belal. So you have some great insight for us. So tell me, what do you think? First of all, what do you think is the outcome? What do you think are the keys to victory?
This is a hard one. This is a hard one for me. I know that Belal will be the underdog just because of who he is,
sure,
and who Leon Edwards is. But honestly, I think that Belal is a live dog, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a live dog in this fight, and I think that him can. I feel like he can really pull it off. I feel like he can pull it, because a lot of times people don't realize Belal is easy to underestimate, especially back then before, before. No, we all know Belal, right? Before we know him, I was getting ready to fight him before he was known at all, right? And definitely underestimate. Easily underestimate. You watch him hitting the pads, you watch him on the bag and them thing. I say, oh, really look average until he's in front of you, right? And when he's in front of you, he can push up pace where a lot of guys can't keep up. When the fight starts, he's going to maintain that pace there, lots of volume, and him not going to stop. Him just going to continue, push. And his main thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is how sticky he is on the ground. Belal is extremely sticky, right? And when I say sticky, I mean him can stick to you and tight transitions to your back. You know, him constantly changing.
When he's on top.
Yes, constantly changing. So he's shooting on the ground. He's on a single leg. You address the single leg. Then he might come up to a body lock. You address the body lock. He might drop back down to single. You drop the single. I try to defend that. Him come up, might throw punches. You got to defend the punches and back down on your legs. You know, him just constantly I move. And I feel like that may be an issue for somebody like Leon Edwards. But again, Leon Edwards is very dangerous as well, because people see Leon Edwards as a striker. But if you watch Leon Edwards' career from the beginning, he's very well rounded and he's more of a grappler than anything else. So I don't think Belal is going to be able to do those things to him. He can, but who knows? That's where I'm having the difficulty. I'm not sure what happened there. So with the two of them in the grappling department, because they're very similar there. But on the stand-up, I would say that Leon have the advantage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I studied, I see. So it's interesting because I say it's interesting too much. I always say that shit. It's great because both Leon and Belal have that very well-rounded approach to a fight, in that they'll take what you give them all the time. They'll take what you give them. But I noticed, like I say, with Leon, he is very grapple heavy. He's clinch heavy. Like he loves the clinch. He loves working out of the clinch. He throws great elbows, as we saw with Donald Cerrone. He has great strikes, great kicks. I definitely give him the edge in terms of strikes. He has a little range. He has a little reach. He's 6 foot as opposed to 5'10". He has 2 inches on reach with Belal. So I think he has an advantage there, and he controls distance very well. And like I said, Belal is a dog. That man, they don't like he's got that fighting, that crazy fighting pit bull spirit, man. But Leon does too, man. Like Leon don't get tired. He goes and he goes and he goes. Yes. And he fights hard to the end. And I look at the Vicente Luque fight, where both of them fought him. And wait, you fought him too?
Yeah.
I'm sure you fought him. But and Leon was able to get that win out of just making it a dog fight and really like just
grappling,
grappling, and he was winning both standing and grappling. And he was just, I mean, it was ebb and flow, but he made it a well-rounded fight. He was never letting you get comfortable in any one place.
Yes, for sure.
So I think Leon definitely, I think Leon has a big edge, actually.
Yeah.
I think he'll finish the fight.
I think they're close. I think it's a close. I think it may be a close fight. That's how I see it, because you have to look at the fact that Leon was out of the octagon for 2 years.
That's
2
a
years
big
and
deal.
some change.
That's a big deal.
You know, all that gonna affect him.
Yeah.
You know, Belal just fight 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know,
so a great fight.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
Yeah, so momentum is definitely on Belal's side, and
Yeah.
ring rust is real. Well,
absolutely.
I imagine it's real.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the longest you ever stayed out of the cage?
A year and some change. A year and some change.
And what was how did the ring rust affect you, if it did? For
me, it never affected me, because I stayed. I wasn't out for any reason other than I just my matchups them just kept falling through. Or when matchup them fall through, it was just camp after camp. I was in like 3 different camps for for a whole year. Right? And guess what? For me, I had a massive improvement. That's when I came back and I fought Brian Barberino.
Nice.
And I had a massive improvement. It was that space there give me enough time to just get better. So it all depends on what Leona do.
Yeah, it depends on why the time out. Yeah. Absolutely. So, well, we're wishing Leon luck, and we don't know Jamaica up there right now. Eyes are around.
Yes.
So strength to strength. Thank you again for taking time out and doing this breakdown. So you don't know, we'll link again.
Yes, sir. And I have a fight announcement for you, bro.
Bam. I love it. Talk to me.
Same matchup.
All right.
April 24th is at UFC 259 or something like that. So back again.
Nice. So
the 261 or 260, one of them.
Okay, cool. So against Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah. So we're back again.
Nice. Love it. Back in business.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have plenty to look forward to. Stay tuned this weekend. Enough love, and as always, be mighty.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yes.